everything that's happening.
Hmm.
She said it. I said, wow, I think I might have had that too.
Yeah.
Some low level depression. Not crazy stuff, but low
Right.
level. You feeling, because this is a stressful time. It could, so
You
you have
can't.
to be mentally strong to deal with it.
Yeah, it's not like I said. I have my good and bad, but I already know. Like I said, I think my faith in God. I'm telling you, I think really what takes me through all of this. But you're gonna have it. You'll be crazy. Say, "Oh, this ain't nothing. I don't mind being by myself." No, it's not normal, especially not for us. It's not normal. But
Well,
I know I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay.
well, speaking about by yourself, I mean, you got a twin sister. Talk
Yeah.
about by yourself, you got a twin.
Listen, my mom has 16 kids, so I got it's a lot of us around.
Woo!
Mama ain't played. 9 boys and 7 girls. So it's a big
Wow,
family. And you can't even imagine the nieces and nephews. So, that's like over 70, 75, or not 100 about right now. So
wow.
it's a lot of
I
people.
like
A lot of people.
that could be a family reunion right within itself.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We barely ever, and I'm keeping it real, we barely ever had a birthday party where we invited friends. It was enough for us, my mother said. So it wasn't like never had a birthday party where we invited friends. Whoever was in the house, that was your party.
Wow. So it's funny that when I met you, and it was family.
Mhm.
Your sister and your twin sister and your other sister. And
Right.
you both came to Gleason's gym
Right.
in Manhattan. A lot of people say, when they say Gleason, they Brooklyn. They don't know
We
that
talking
Gleason's
about
was in Manhattan.
down third.
Actually, it was in the Bronx before that. Before they moved to Manhattan.
Right. I went to the one in
So,
Manhattan. Yes, 30th Street.
and so, how did you meet this guy, Bruce Silverglade?
Wow. Well, that was interesting. At the end of the day, I never really, in the beginning, I never was into boxing as much. I used to be into wrestling. You know, we talk about Chief Thing Strongbow and Andre the Giant. That was my thing. I used to go to the fights all the time. You could not get me not to go to a wrestling match. But then when I went one day and had some bad seats, and someone gave me their little binoculars, and I saw that the punches was not real, hurt my heart. I don't know.
Mm,
I never went back to another wrestling match. And for some reason, at that time of my life, I was looking to also do something for body conditioning. And
hmm.
just happened, just looked in the thing and saw a boxing gym. Didn't even
Looked
think
into
about
what?
where it was at. I said I looked into the book looking for different gyms, and I just saw
Okay.
Gleason's. So I called up on the phone, and who picks up a Bruce Silverglade, and I just introduced myself and said, "Listen, I want to get a workout and stuff like that. Do you guys, have for females?" And he just happened to say they just started something for females once a, I don't know, it was a Wednesday or something like that. They had women coming down to work out, and I just started going. And after that, I was hooked. I loved it.
Well,
It was the
well,
best.
here was the cool thing about that. They they used to bring the women twice a week,
Mm-hmm.
but it was after the gym closed and all
Oh,
the
just the
men was
gym. Yeah,
gone.
yeah. And they changed
So
it.
it was like women only.
Right, right,
And and so what happened with me is Rebecca was my manager who owned the gym, and he became partners with Bruce.
right.
So during that time, that was my little. They always find ways for me to make money, and now I was became one of the trainers.
Yes, yes.
I don't remember all the trainers. I know the referee Louis Rivera, the referee was one of the trainers, and a couple other guys. And we would train all these, and a lot of them were models,
Yes,
executives,
yes. I love that.
and
Yeah. I tell you, not too
you know,
a couple of years ago, a guy in my building came to me and he was like, "Sparkle, did you fight a long time ago?" I said, "I did a little something, a little white collar boxing, we call it, because you could fight somebody from a different occupation at Gleason's gym." I said, "Yeah, they used to bring these females in there, models, and they want to take pictures, and they go, 'Oh, yeah, Sparkle, so just punch with her, but don't hit her too hard.'" He said, "Yo, this girl did an article, and she said I had a fight with this female Sparkle Lee, and she broke my nose."
wow.
I thought I was like, "You lying?" He sent me the article. I thought that was so cool. I said, "Yeah," but that was cool. I'm sorry that happened, but it's just fun to
Well,
know that it works.
I'm going to brag a little bit. I'm gonna brag a little bit.
Oh
So
Lord,
my boxing teacher Bobby McQuilla, who to me was a great teacher,
yes,
and one of the things he taught me, move and how to be good with defense, how to move and stuff. I know a lot of boxers right now that box that can't really put a sentence together. I'm not blaming them, but that's just reality. That brain damage is no joke. It's for real.
True.
So Bobby taught me how to move, defense. And so we was doing the training. We used to spar with you guys a little bit. And you, oh my God, you got some fire in you because you was trying to knock me out. And thank God that I had good defense, know how to move my head. It was fun. I loved it.
Yeah.
But you had that thing, and you had that champion because you didn't care like, oh, this guy's a professional boxer. You came at me and you came hard, and I loved that.
No.
I don't know, you don't remember that.
No, listen, I know it. That was like one of the best times of my life, man, going to Gleason's, man. And see, it's a lot of things you don't really realize maybe why I did so well. Is like I said, I went there and thinking, okay, I don't like wrestling, came there and I really enjoyed it. But I think it was also for me how would I say, I don't know, it kind of helped me a lot because I didn't even realize a lot of times when I was hitting on that bag, there was a reason probably why I was hitting it so hard. See, what you didn't realize, seriously, when I was younger, I was actually sexually abused. So as I was hitting that bag, I could see that person's face.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't tell people that because it wasn't nobody's business, but it was a lot going on mentally with me. And I was able to go to that gym and really get a lot of stuff out. So I think that really helped me.
So thank you, Bobby McCullough. God bless your soul for teaching me that defense. Because that aggression and that fire was coming out.
That's right.
And I was like, I was moving that head, boy. That head was moving because I said, you was throwing them punches.
Yeah.
Them punches was coming.
That's what I said. You don't realize why God put you in certain places. He knows what he's doing, man. He know what he was doing.
Yeah. So then you got into, how'd you become an amateur referee?
Well, Bruce Silverglade, he was also part of Gleason's gym, was the president of the amateurs. And he just told me, he said, Sparkle, I see you like, the boxing once you become an official. And that's how it happened. And I said, okay,
wow.
I'll try it, And that's how I got in. He just asked me to do it. And I just started timekeeping, judging, you name it, clerking, and then later reffing, and everything else is history. It was nothing that I wanted to, like do this or do that. It just happened that way.
Who are some of the, so in refereeing, when you started refereeing, who are some of the people you refereed as amateurs? They were amateurs. You were amateur referees, so they were amateurs too. Who were some of the people you refereed? Do you remember?
Well, for one thing, what you got to understand, other than probably a lot of the younger guys, like this guy, Ricky Vargas, who got killed later on.
Ricky who?
Vargas. He was killed in the Bronx. He almost became a champion a while ago.
Wow.
But what you got to realize is that when I got in there, being a female, they didn't really want me to referee. They only allowed me in the beginning to judge and timekeep and clerk. I was there from what you talking about 82, 83. I was in the amateurs, and I was doing judging and all of that. I always wanted to eventually do other stuff since I wasn't boxing, but they would not allow me. So year after year, I just continued. I loved it, so I stayed with it. So I was there in '84 when Breland was there, when he got his last gloves before he went to the Olympics. I was there when Tyson kept coming past. He was still hanging out at Madison Square Garden and all these guys. I seen all these guys come through, but I didn't have the opportunity to ref them because they wouldn't allow me to. So but it didn't bother me. I was like, I'm just here. That's not really what I came for. I came here just to work and learn everything in the business. But they didn't allow me to do much until later on. Wow. Well, I mean, maybe almost 10 years before they even allowed me to really get in the ring.
Wow.
But it was cool with me because my thing was I was there to have fun. I was meeting a lot of good people. So it wasn't about that. So once I did that, now they didn't even allow me to get into the gold.
Oh, you got frozen there for a second. You got frozen, Sparkle. Man, just on the good part. Wow. Hey, Doug, does she have to go out and come back in? Sparkle, I think you might have to go out and come back in. Sparkle, I think you got to go out and come back in. Hey, Doug.
Yeah, Rick.
I think she got to go out and come back in. I think she got frozen there for a second.
Okay, just text her. Give her a text. Just in case you don't know that. Meanwhile, we'll hold on till you get back.
Can you play a song for me?
Sure.
Luther Vandross, Amazing.
Okay.
Okay, I can't do that now. Yeah, just put it right on the box there. Hey, Doug, did she come back yet?
No, she's not back here, but.
All right, let me text her again. Hey, Doug, where's my music, man?
What happened? Oh, let me turn the loop off. Hold on. All right, go ahead. What happened with that, Rick?
Where's my music, Doug?
Huh? Hey, Rick.
My guest today is.
What's going on? Can you hear me?
The one and only Sparkle Lee, referee in the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame, which is amazing.
Hey, Rick.
She went in with a lot of other champions, Layla Ali, who you know is Muhammad Ali's daughter, and my esteemed engineer is trying to get things back in order. Mr. Engineer, what's going on, Mr. Engineer?
I'm good, man. What's going on with you? Were you able to reach her?
Music, Mr. Engineer.
I was just playing it. I put it down so I could talk to you. Oh, he's gone, ladies and gentlemen. Rick Young just went off for a second, and I guess he'll be back in a minute with the chef. So we're gonna go back to Luther until he comes back. No, let's do this. Why don't we go there?
ABC Mouse. It breaks it down like an educator would in a classroom, taking it step by step, slowing down if necessary, or the pace a little, adding more challenge. And now,
He's back there.
one of the top kids in her class. As a teacher and as a parent, I have a keen eye for stuff that actually works. And ABC Mouse works.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Mr. Doug, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. So Sparkle.
Where you at, Mr. Doug?
There's Sparkle. All right. There you go.
That's how this thing
Okay, I
works.
see Sparkle now. She's back in.
Yeah, Sparkle, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, my sound.
I got you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you fine. I can hear you fine.
Rick looking like.
You think Rick you think Rick can hear us?
I don't know. He don't.
Oh, he's frozen, so he must be going. Hey, Rick, can you hear us, Rick?
Yeah, I had to go with the speaker, man.
All right, okay. We hear you. All right, continue, baby.
Okay. You good, Rick?
Yeah, good.
Oh,
So where did we leave off at? You was just getting to the good part. And I was like,
I
oh.
was saying that they didn't allow me, well, I was the only female that wanted to rep. They didn't allow me to rep for almost 10, I would say almost 10 years.
Yeah.
So 10 years I was there and they didn't. And so then they started, what was cool. So now, I guess like in the early 90s, then they started, okay, they let me rep like the first the little kids, 7 years old, which I enjoyed. It was phenomenal. They were like the best ones I could rep. And I got to rep them. And then every time you look, they got the older ones. And I started doing the teenagers until, I got to do the seniors. But that went on for a long time. So what was so interesting, so now I'm working in the gloves, but they won't let me ref. They only would let me judge and stuff like that. But I didn't get crazy. I ain't do the black sister thing or nothing. I just kept doing what I was doing because I just enjoyed everybody. We was like, that was my next family, boxing family. So what was interesting how God works was that in it was 95, 90, I would say somewhere around 95 or so, the commissioner from New York, the professional, wanted me to ref pro, right? And I'm like, oh, shoot, okay. So and that was Randy Gordon. So Randy Gordon calls me down. He said, okay, I want to see what you can do. Even though he heard about me, he heard my name. So he had me coming to the gym. I don't know if he took me to Gleason's, but I know I went to certain gyms and he watched me in there, with the guys. He was like, okay, good. All right, you're going to be my first female, rep. I was like, okay, cool.
Wow.
I'm like, but at the end of the day, I'm not really thinking like much of it. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll do it. Here you go. I still got this man receipt. I think I paid him $50. I have the receipt. And if I'm not sure if it's 1995 or 97 or whatever his last time he was there, that Friday, I gave him my money for my application. I was in, he said, you're going to be my first thing. Monday morning, he was out. They let him go.
Wow.
I never got a chance. And I was I don't know, it was weird. I didn't want to call the commissioner. Okay, do I still got my, and I didn't even do anything. I said, he's out, so I guess I'm out. They ain't giving my money back or nothing, but it was cool. And I said, that's how God works. So I went back doing my, with the officials, with the amateurs. And then in 1998, I became the first female to referee the Golden Gloves. So see how God works?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't really go into the pros until 2001.
Wow.
So, but that's how he works because I've been here long enough. I should have been able to do it. So, everything happens in God's time. So.
But let me tell you, every time I found Randy Gordon to be one of the nicest people ever. I thought he was just a really nice human being. And I enjoyed him as an announcer, a boxing announcer.
Yeah.
I thought he was very good. He had the right voice and the right attitude and energy. I thought he was great. And so hearing this story, it was just really great to hear that, he went out like that. That he wanted to help you. He was good.
But that was weird to me. Friday I was in and then Monday I was out. I was like, oh my. But I kept that receipt. I still have that receipt. For some reason,
good.
I don't know why. But it showed that it was okay. And I'm so glad I didn't get angry, you know.
Good.
I was like, okay, I'll just stay with my amateurs. I'm good. I wasn't unhappy, you know. And then '98, I was able to do the Golden Gloves. So I was like, okay, I guess that's why I didn't make it.
And then, you know, one of the things I noticed that y'all were very cool with Mark Breland, and like he, to me, seemed like he was on another level. I mean, first of all, he was knocking people out, first round knockouts. He was a tall, skinny guy. He was knocking people out. And then he was in that movie, Laws of Discipline. So he was like a celebrity.
Right.
And y'all were cool with him. I was like, oh wow, that's that. You know, y'all were cool with Mark Breland. Y'all knew him like, hey, Mark. I thought that was awesome.
But most of the fighters are good. I mean, I've been blessed to meet every idol you want to call it in boxing, ever. I was able to meet, and I can't say I've met anybody that was nasty.
Okay.
You know, I would say that it's always positive. I mean, I didn't sweat them too much, but just give me that picture, and then we can go. But you know, I've been blessed, so I got to meet every fighter I ever wanted to meet in history. So
are you ready for this next question? Are you sure you're ready for this next question?
I'm ready. I'm gonna be. What?
When is that book coming out? That's gonna be an awesome book. The story is just incredible, and you got the pictures to go with it. So you know.
Yeah. Hope, you know, who knows? In time, listen. All this time, I could have wrote 3 books sitting up in his house.
Now, how many championship fights have you been to? Like world championship professional boxing matches?
I did probably over like close to 40.
40 championship fights.
Yeah, 40 championship bouts.
That you refereed.
Right. I referee, and I probably referee at least in the pros probably over 210.
Yeah. Now, what is that fight like? Being in the ring, up close, championship fighters, high level competitors. What is it like being right there? Because you're in there with them.
No, it's amazing, but you know, it's never about me. You know, it's never about me. It's about those 2 fighters. They the one who, you know, really bust their butt working out. You know, they the one that really paid. I'm not in there getting hit. So so I'm gonna keep that real. It ain't about Sparkle. It's about them. It's amazing. Well, it's always amazing when you're in there with athletes who's really worked really hard to get to where they at. Because they didn't just, you know, hey, I just had 1 fight yesterday and now I'm here. They worked at it, you know. So it's a blessing. Yeah. Anytime you're in there with, especially the ones that you know, which most of them are serious, it's amazing. And it's even better knowing when the fight is over, everybody gets to go home because it's a very serious job. So I don't take you get excited a little bit because you're there with the cameras and all that. But my main thing is, Lord, I just pray all the time that each fighter will be able to walk out of here and go home.
Yeah. Has there ever been a fighter you watched and you said, man, their movement is just so beautiful, so graceful, so artful? Anybody you refereed and you was like, just admired their movement?
Wow. I admire all of them. I think anybody get in there, I admire, because we can talk a lot of stuff, but it's nothing till you get in that ring with 2 people. So, you know, even for the one who lose the fight, but it's how they lose. If they, you know, still give it all they got, it's amazing. So, no, I don't have one person. Not really.
Okay, well now, so what I've been doing with this show is that I used to be I am still a basketball fan, but I used to love basketball. Actually, at one time when I was younger, more than boxing. So in basketball, there are 5 players on the court. So I've been asking everybody to give me and a lot of people I interview are like motivational people, success. So I've been having to give me their 5 success motivational champions. So now I want you to give me your top 5 that you love boxers.
Oh, my 5 top.
Your top 5.
But even if they're not fighting no more.
Even if they're not fighting no more, your top.
Okay. Well, number 1 is always going to be Marvin Hagler.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I got to meet and take a picture with. So yeah, I'm pretty much old school if I have to be honest with you. Marvin Hagler has definitely always been my guy. I love when I got to meet him in Vegas and take a picture with him. And I let him know that even though he had to leave this country because he feel they didn't respect him, I told him he was definitely my number one guy. Definitely, you know, and I tell people still love him. So Marvin Hagler was number one for me. Definitely Sugar Ray Leonard, Hearns. I love Hearns. I don't think people gave Larry Holmes the respect he deserved. Larry, that was my guy. And who else I would say? Like maybe I could put somebody for today. I would say I like Mayweather, and I think the reason why he would be there for today is for people get upset with him, just like they used to get upset with other fighters. They get upset with him because the way he fight, he sticks and he moves a lot. They think he's supposed to stand there and get hit. Boxing isn't about getting hit. It's about doing your punishment and moving. So for me, I like. He'll probably be one of my guys for the day because I like this movement, doing what he got to do and keep it moving. I like that. I like the stick and move guy. You know, don't stand there and trying to brawl and try to give a show to the people. Your thing is to get what you need to get and get on out of there.
When he fought Pacquiao, people said they hated that fight. Oh, it was terrible. I loved that fight.
What? You catch me.
I enjoyed that fight.
They don't know. Yeah. And like, you know, I mean, I know I never went professional and nothing like that, but I still feel the time that I did spend in the gym with you guys, I see what it was about. You know what I'm saying? The condition of what it take a fighter to get to where he needs to be. And y'all sure didn't show us the fight to stand there and see how much punches you can take. It was about movement. It was all about movement. It's about do what you got to do and get on out of there. So I never learned that. And I think people who don't really know boxing, who never been in a ring or did anything, they don't really understand the trap. They think you're supposed to sit there and go toe to toe and see who can take the most punches. No, it doesn't work that way. So that's why I like him.
Well, let me give you my my five.
Mm-hmm.
Jack Johnson.
Ooh, okay.
Sugar Ray Robinson.
All right.
Muhammad Ali.
Okay. Could have put him down there too.
Bobby McCullough, of course, my coach, you know, he beat 3 world champions. He never became champion, but he beat 3 world champions, and he killed the man in the ring, and he retired right on the spot.
Right.
Yeah, because he thought it was going to be an accident. The guy would wake up, count to 10. When the guy died, he says he didn't want to be responsible for it. He thought it would be murder if he did it again, so he never fought again. So I never even asked him, like, what did you do in the ring? I never even asked him. I just had too much respect for him to ask him that. So. And my last, I would have to go with Ray Leonard. You know, Ray Leonard is the only guy I've ever seen throw a 40-punch combination when he was fighting Tommy Hearns.
Yeah. He
got turned, I think it was in the 13th round. He hit Tommy did like that. My man exploded with a 40-punch combination. As far as I'm concerned, that's how you do it.
Right.
A 40-punch combination. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So that's my five.
Yeah.
But I like your five. Your five is good now. The only one.
Even if I didn't do the Mayweather whatever, I would probably put Lex LeGuel. I just loved his style. I loved his style. That was the guy that loved his style.
Yeah. You know, and then Aaron Pryor, you know, he could have made my list too.
I know. I took a picture with him too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I wish, like I said, if you would have told me this earlier, I probably could have, you could have shared the screen because I wanted to let you see the pictures that I have because I was able to get a picture with Sugar Ray Leonard and Hearns together. And
okay. Wow.
All right. What? But I am happy. I was like, yeah. And here's the kicker. You know, sometimes you have to do things on your own because this was the time that, I think it was the WBC was having this big thing in Vegas. And they said, we're going to have all the champions are going to be there for this one weekend. And I was trying to find one person to go with me. I couldn't find nobody. I said, you know what? I can't find nobody. I found me a cheap ticket. I found whatever little hotel I could get. And I went there all by myself. So I had my camera And I'm just stopping strangers that's there. And I said, listen, you take my picture, I take yours. And I was able to get a picture with everybody from Tyson, you name it. Everybody. Anybody you could think was there.
That's a book in itself right there.
Yeah, Norris. Oh, everybody was there.
So, Sparkle, why, you got football, you got baseball, you got basketball, these sports, they all have programs for their boxers, benefits, where they get money after, but except for boxing. Boxing don't take care of their boxers.
I know.
There's a lot of retired boxers that's struggling, no money, homeless, this and that, things happen. Why is there not a program, like for football, they have a program for the football players, basketball. Why is there not nothing like that for boxers?
I have no idea. I mean, you have these small little, I'm going to call them small, but you got all these organizations that do try to help, like Ring 8 and Ring 10, all of them. So like when there's fighters need help with any kind of medical stuff, they do support them. But I think what it is that when boxing started, they didn't start where they had somebody smart say, let's get these guys some insurance. Let's get these guys something else to be there to help them, because how many punches, how much can you take? What's going to happen to them later? I don't think they really thought about that. They never really thought about it. But you have these little organizations that are trying to help. I know that personally because I'm involved with them, and just that.
I think I qualified because I had 22 matches.
You was the man.
I qualified.
Man. You sure do qualify. You sure do. But they have them. But they're not as big as they should. They're not as big as they should. But they do have a lot of organizations that do help.
Well, I'm gonna have to go to Congress, Capitol Hill, and be one of the speakers. Say, hey, man, boxers need some benefits. Come on, take care of these boxers.
Well, at the end of the day, I mean, listen, they don't care about boxing. They actually hired this guy a couple of years ago for the PAL. Remember PAL used to have all boxing?
Yeah.
Some guy that didn't know nothing about boxing took all the boxing out of all the PALs. There is no boxing.
Right, I know that. Right.
Yeah, because they put somebody in. Come on, put boxing back in the PALs. You get some of these kids off the streets. Come on, man.
Well, one of the first places I went for boxing was the PAL. Actually, first I went to Connie's on 125th Street, but I didn't train. I just went to observe. And then I eventually went to PAL downtown on 52nd and 10th Avenue. And they're still there.
Yeah, well, maybe we should talk to our mayor and them, since they're getting all this money for all these other programs. Maybe we can put some money back into the PAL and bring boxing back.
Yeah. You know who I thought was great for boxing? I don't know, people might say this and say that, but John Condon.
Oh, yes.
I'm going to tell you what he used to go around the different communities, and he would take boxing rings, set up boxing rings, and let kids get in the ring and box. I remember, I think I boxed once or twice, playing around in the ring there. And John Condon, he used to do that. And he was the president, I think he was the president of Madison Square Garden or something like that. And he used to referee the Knicks game, John Condon. And I remember he used to take those boxing mobiles around the city.
Right.
Yeah. So how can we get those boxing mobiles started again? I mean, as long as we keep it safe and make sure the boxers are protected, and you know how to do that.
Well, right now, let's get over this pandemic that we're doing before we can even, but we can talk about it. I think it's still something to talk about.
If I had to pick one of my favorite referees, my favorites, I would have to go with Larry Hagler.
Okay, he's the man. Oh yeah, Larry has it.
He was like poetry in motion as a referee. Yeah. And it's not that he took over the fight where you was watching him, but when you watched him, he was so graceful.
Oh yeah, he's still yeah, and that's why it's funny, because when I worked for him, because I also referee in New Jersey. Believe it, when I'm in there, Lord, I'm making sure I do it right, because at least if I come out there, he gonna tell me, you should have did this. I love him as the commission, because he already knows. Hey, well, why you do that? Because he'll ask me in a minute, why you do that? Oh, okay. Then he go, all right. So he stays on your butt. And that's what's good about him being a commissioner because he knows. And think about it, back in those days when he ref, he judged too. They made him judge. The referee was the third judge. Don't forget that. If you ever look at any of his fights, when you see him go in his back pocket, he's doing the score.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so back in those days, they actually scored too. Thank God I ain't got to do that, but he did that too. So he knows them both. So you can't tell him nothing.
So all the great fighters that you've seen. Okay, so what about the women now? You know, Layla Ali, Carissa Shields, all these great women fighters. I mean, women are stepping up their game in the boxing game now.
Yeah, but they're not getting the due that they deserve. Here in the United States, the women are really being underpaid, and it's really sad because when I go to these other places like Norway, it could be Argentina, any of these countries, these women is running boxing, and they get in the moolah. They get paid way more money than these women get here. So, and people don't realize that I love refereeing a female. I have no problem when they say, so I have no problem because I know when that female get in there, man, it's all hard. You know, okay, guys got families, but they ain't making the babies too. These women got to make the babies and fight. And they the one got to go home and make sure they're okay. These guys, they good. They leave out the ring, the women are taking care of their kids. So I love it. These women fight and they have such big hearts. And I'm just praying that they start getting what they deserve, the money. But in other countries, those women are doing their thing. I go to another country, right? And I see all these TV cameras and I'm thinking, okay, maybe the fight I'm doing, maybe the guy or somebody that's fighting on it, that he's the main event. That's what they're here for. They be here for the chick. I was like, yo, like, everything was fun. I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. They're running things. They're being promoters. They doing everything they have to do. So, you know, that's what I pray that they start making the I wish they would just go 12 rounds and get it out the way, the women. So maybe they can make the same money, and they can do it.
They do 10 rounds now?
They only do 10, and they do the 2 minutes. But I think they could do the 3 minute. I did a fight I believe in New York. Two women decided they was going to do it. I think it was only 6 rounds, but they did 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Wow, nice.
6 rounds, and I'm gonna tell you something. They was fighting like they only had 2 minutes. They was fighting like crazy, and they did.
They doing 3 minutes in the gym. I'm sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so they can do it. Right. The gym ain't hooked up for no 2 minutes.
Right. That's right.
I think if they want that, and so they can make the money because they can do it. They got the heart to do it. They got the heart to do it.
So why is Carissa Shields calling out Layla Ali? Layla Ali's in her 40s. She's a mother. She's doing her business now.
Listen,
why she calling her out?
I have no idea. That's between them two. I mean, they were, you know, I don't even want to really speak too much of it, but at the end of the day, you know, Layla is the name. Carissa is who's out there now, and that's what it's all about. I mean, it's about that dollar.
Yeah, Carissa's a 2-time Olympic champion.
Yeah, you talking, so what are you talking about? You look at Holyfield and Tyson and all these other guys they talking about fighting. So look at them. They older than them.
Yeah, she got Roy Jones, Tyson, Holyfield.
All that, come on, man.
And Shannon Briggs.
Yeah,
I mean, their grandfather.
And in that case, they'll get more hurt than those women.
So say it again?
One of those guys will get more seriously hurt than the women. Absolutely. Yeah. Because especially when you look at how they take care of themselves. Even these older women, you want to talk about later, whatever, you know, she's pretty more fit than a lot of these other guys. I wish none of them would fight, but, you know, that's up to them. That's their money.
Well, here's the thing. Me being a fighter myself, I know how they feel. We always feel like we can still do it. I feel like I can still get in there and do it.
I'm sure. But, I say if everybody is healthy and they should be able to, I think all I would say is, long as they get those physicals like they're supposed to, that's important to make sure everything is good. You know, not that their weight, but mentally, get a brain scan, get all that to make sure that they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everything come out all right, then go do what you got to do. But make sure they're okay, because you know you got some people, they may not be okay. And I mean, really, where they get, all it takes is 1 or 2 hit, and all of a sudden they're brain dead.
Right.
Or you know, some other stuff that could happen. So I would say, as long as they check them very well.
Look at Gerald McClendon.
Yeah.
You know, look at Wilfredo Benitez.
Yeah.
Two great fighters. And I used to love Benitez, man. I thought he was.
Oh yeah, I love him too. Oh.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You know, so it's nothing to play with. It's serious business, and they know that. They know what we signed up for. It's serious business.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
like I remember one time when Roy Jones was at the top of his game, and there was an interview, and Hagler was being interviewed, and he was trying to say, "Hey, Hagler, hey, what's up? Let's do this." Hagler was like, "No, forget it. Don't even go there. Forget it." He shut that down real quick. He wasn't having it. You know, I guess he said, "Hey, I made my money. I did good. I'm one of the great champions. I'm not going out there and make myself look crazy."
Right.
But you know, one of the things about Marvin, his work ethic was on a whole nother level. It was a reason why he won that title and defended that title like he did. It was a reason. So what's the thing that you saw out of all the, because you've seen a lot of success, a lot of great champions. What was different about those great champions that you saw that made a difference?
Like you said, they work ethics. I think they did more as far as preparing than today. For some of them, they took it a little more serious. Come on, most of these guys those guys back in the day, man, they was fighting every week, every 2 weeks. You know, our fighters, they can fight once a year, once every 2 years, and look at the money they making compared to what they did before, and they still were dedicated, knowing they was getting, I would say, loose change compared to today. I think it was just a difference. I think it was a difference in whatever poverty they was in. They were really trying to get out, and they just worked. They worked hard. Not to say that, you know, our fighters today don't, because I see, you could tell the ones that's taking it really serious. You could tell when they get in there. You know, you can look at their body. You can look at everything and say, wow, this guy's doing what he needs to do. You know, and then when he get in there and he listening to his coach, because I like listening to the corners. My head is into that, you know, listening to what the corner tell them and then see if they go in there and do it, you know. And then so, yeah, so you can tell when they're in there. But it's no joke. Somebody's going to win, somebody's going to lose. So sometimes it's no losers. If it's a good fight, it's a good fight.
Is Devin Haney serious?
I don't know.
Is he a champion?
Is he a champion?
Yes.
I don't know. Is he?
I don't know. I haven't. You know what? I haven't followed it like I used to.
Yeah, but I don't. That name. No, I don't.
But I hear his name a lot. So I don't know.
What is his weight?
He might be either a junior welterweight or welterweight, somewhere in that area. Junior welterweight or welterweight.
David. Yeah, but I don't know.
You being a referee now, are you allowed to say who is your favorite right now? Who you like?
No, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wouldn't probably be too cool.
Yeah.
Listen, honestly, let me tell you something. There ain't no really favorites. I'm about that person that get in there and do what they need to do. How about that?
Right.
That one that takes it. And sometimes it's not even always the one who wins. It's just about that one who shows heart and go in there and just get a good fight, give the fans what they came in to do. You know, so I just love boxing and just, you know, because you don't know. I don't care how good you are. Eventually you stay in there, somebody gonna pick that number. Somebody gonna figure you out. Somebody been watching you, gonna figure you out. Oh, he drops that right kind of all the time, and they gonna get you. So I pray for most fighters. Get your money, do what you gotta do, stay healthy, and then do something else in boxing.
Yeah, you know, my engineer, he was a basketball player. He played with a lot of top professional fighters.
Oh, okay.
And he has been calling me out in the boxing ring. I've been watching him, and he drops his left hand
Oh, okay.
on the regular. So I already got him. I'm ready. Soon we get in there, pow, I'm picking him off. So I got him. He don't know it yet, but I got him. He gonna be surprised how I get him so quick. But let me ask you, how is it possible for a little black girl from Harlem to grow up to become a professional refereeing championship fights all over the world, and then being in the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame? How could that happen for a little black girl from Harlem? How is that possible?
God. It ain't nothing but God. Like I told people, none of this was planned for me. God had it planned, but I didn't have this a plan. I've never said, oh, I want to grow up. I want to be a referee. I want to travel over the world. None of that has ever. I'm just, thank God that when someone asked me and I said yes. Can you imagine if Bruce said, hey, would you do this? And I said no. So
wow.
Yeah, so I think that's really what it is, because I would never in a million years, you'd have told me. A lot of times I'm in these countries in Japan and Africa and China. I'm in there and I'm like, damn, when I leave here, I'm going right back to 116th Street.
Right. Wow.
Nobody would even imagine that. And it's beautiful because when you go there, they treat you so well. Everybody want to take pictures with you and they so nice, and they just surprised that you're there and that you can actually do what you do. Because the first time I went to Africa, for one thing, they thought I was a guy before I got there. And then when I got there, they was like, oh, okay, we thought you were a man. We didn't know you was a female. I said, yes. So they tell me, oh, well, they want to make sure that I don't touch the guy's crouch. Sometimes when they hit, to make sure you got the, that he has his stuff on. And I said, no, I won't do that. I'll, touch on the top and say, make sure you good on. So, it was so interesting. But it was a blessing. Like I said, I am just grateful, just grateful. And I can't see what else God has planned for me, because I would definitely want to go further in this world of boxing. I don't intend to, yeah. I mean, August 25th, I'll be 60 years old, which is still pretty young. I mean, because I'm taking care of myself, but I see myself doing something else in boxing eventually. But I want to stay in it because I love the opportunity, the people that I meet, and the traveling. I want to be able to continue to travel all over the world, because that has been a blessing from a sister from Harlem.
So I guess this is a special year for you, because that means that if you're going to be 60, that means you were born in 60, and you'll be 60.
What? I ain't even thought about that. What?
That's special, yeah.
Say it.
Maybe you got some big blessings ahead for you.
Listen, I received that. Yeah, it has to be. Listen, when we going through, something good got to come out of all this crazy stuff. No way we're in.
So I have a friend of mine, and I feel honored to call him my friend. His name is Robert E. Kreiner. And I did one of these shows with him recently. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that he said, I've been sharing with people because it just really touched me in a special way. So I want to share it with you. Mm-hmm. And he said that you are a divine expression of God.
What? Right?
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Check that out.
That's deep. Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
So
that's deep. Wow. Wow.
I know. So his middle name is with an E, so he uses enthusiasm for his middle name. Uh-huh. So my middle initial is W. Uh-huh. So I decided, since he used the E for enthusiasm, I said, what could I use? Uh-huh. I said, you know what? Wisdom. I'm going to be seeking wisdom during my life. So I'm going to use that W for wisdom.
Wow.
What's your middle initial?
I don't have one, brother. I am just.
You have a middle name?
No middle name. My mama ain't had time for all of that. She had 16 kids. She ain't got time to give you middle names too.
Well, we might have. So we have to. We at a later date. We have to make up one. We'll make up a middle one.
We'll throw an F in there, even though I don't have it. And that'll be Faith.
Faith. Woo! I like that.
Gotta have that, man.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Spark, I want to thank you for being who you are, for coming on today and sharing your your strength, hope, and experience. And I just continue. I see the sky's the limit. Sky's the limit for you. I see you doing, great things.
No, thank you for having me. Listen, you've been trying to get me on your show for how long? Very long. We had to wait till we got stuck in the house to do it, but I thank God everything is in His time. I love you, and I hope you all the best, and your engineer and everything. So thank you.
Yeah.
God bless you and your family.
All right, Sparkle. Take care. Talk to you soon, and send your love to my family.
I will.
Send my love to your family.
And same here too. Amen.
All right.
Take care.
Talk to you soon. Thank you.
You got it. Bye.
Mr. Doug.
Yes, sir.
You better stop dropping that left hand, man.
Hey, I ain't dropping no left hand. I ain't even dropping in the ring.
I've been watching you, man. That left hand, you throw it, come back a little low, just enough. To get that right hand there. Pow!
I'm just saying, I don't know where you seen that at, because I'm not a fighter. I don't even know where you seen that at. So okay.
Can you imagine a little black child, black girl from Harlem grow up to be a professional refereeing in the boxing ring, refereeing championship matches, and then going to the Women's Boxing Hall of Fame? I mean, how cool is that?
That's very cool. No, that I don't think she said she didn't imagine it, and I don't know how she could have. Wow, but she was where she needed to be when she needed to be there. That's for sure.
Well, that's what happened when you decide to do a 30 for 30 motivational radio shows. At 30 for 30, that's what happens.
Hello.
Because all the 30 for 30s I seen was incredible. All right, well, ESPN. I give them all the credit for doing those documentaries that they do. I seen one where a guy was wrestling with no legs.
Well, we almost 25% of the way there. So let's keep it moving.
Well, today was number 7. 7 is my number, and the
right.
Barker I've been knowing for a long time. And I trained her. I was one of her trainers in the gym when they first started.
Oh, okay.
Man, she was coming. She was trying to take my head off. I said, "Yo, Sparkle, it's me." But thank God for my teacher, man. I thank God for my teacher because he taught me well. And I knew how to move that head. I wasn't easy to hit. You can hit me, just hit me. I was moving my head. And I know how to move my legs too. So I was like, I had good defensive skills.
Cool.
Because she was throwing them. I think if I was anybody else, she would have blasted them. She was throwing them hard. For a female, she was punching.
She said she was a good
everything into it, huh?
You said that.
She was putting everything into those punches. And I was like, you know what? Hey, just instinctively, I knew I didn't want to get hit by those shots.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Even though she was, I was like, no, I mean, I didn't think that because it was automatic, to just get out the way. That was just automatic. But when I look back at it, I just say, hey, man, it's me. Hey, what happened?
Slow that shit down.
I'm not the enemy. I'm not the enemy.
She was on the attack. She wasn't playing.
She was not playing. She was a girl from Harlem. So
hello.
She was a girl from Harlem, and she was throwing them punches, boy. So that was a great experience. So how do you feel about what we're doing so far?
I'm good. I'm liking it.
7 shows.
I'm good. I'm liking it. I'm there. I'm with it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's take it one step at a time. We got 7, and we're gonna get number 8 now. Let's go for number 8. Let's see what the creator brings us for number 8.
All right. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'll be right here on it, like the Green Hornet.
Okay. All right. I like the Green Hornet, especially because he had Kato.
Yeah,
he had Kato. Huh?
Be like water.
That's right. My
Be
brother.
like water.
All right, man. I see you soon, and we'll be talking.
Okay. Peace.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
you. All right, man. Always a pleasure.
All right, peace.